Okay, so eat your heart out, Tim Burton. So what we have here is my green screen setup for Brimstone Saint's opening's title sequence. You'll see a lot more than this. This is just one of the setups. You can obviously, if we kind of break away from the green screen, there are different directions we can shoot this from. We can pan through the forest like this. We can do it from the other side. In fact, let's do it from the other side. Let's appreciate this. Because I'm not going to lie, I think this is way cool. I'm really happy with this so far. And I hope you like it too. So let's kind of come around here. All right, so like I said before, this consists of all these different branches. This is rotted rosewood root. There's some dead roses here. I pulled off all the thorns so it doesn't break the illusion of it being a rose plant. It just looks like a big dead tree. I love this here. This is like bark just rotted out and hollowed out. We've got these other bits here that make good fallen logs. I guess this moss kind of breaks the illusion a little bit, but who cares? It looks cool. I also want to kind of, I don't know, let's look around. I wonder if I can find, there are little spiders in this. They're not out at the moment, but I'm kind of hoping when it comes time to shoot, these little spiders will crawl out and around a little bit, make themselves part of the opening credits. They're teeny tiny, so they'll look like the trees are crawling with tarantulas. So let's back up and look at the setup. That's pretty much it now. As you can see, I don't have much green screen, so I don't have a lot of wiggle room, so I'm going to have to get creative with cuts. And Chris said that was fine, director Chris Young. If I haven't mentioned already, Brimstone Saint, starring Bill Oberst Jr., and directed by Chris Young. Chris Young is an illustrator as well, who did an illustration for Ray Bradbury Live Forever, Bill's traveling show where we did digital projected backdrops. He did Greentown, which was awesome, and I got to animate that. And then Chris and I got to talking, and he told me about his project, the supernatural Western Brimstone Saint. So, what's it about? I'm not going to say any more than that because I don't know what Chris wants out there and what he doesn't want spoiled, but I will say it's a very cool concept. I'm very much looking forward to the film, and I'm, of course, looking forward to the credits being here. So, the credit sequence is coming along. As you can see, like I said, I'm very limited in the amount of green screen. I had to extend this piece of green screen board that I had. I think it's going to be just about enough. But you can see as well, this is back here. You can see the separate cardboard piece that we created, and then let's go run over here. Let's see how well this works out. So here's some other background trees that I'll shoot separately, and I've yet to paper mache the cardboard. So, I'm getting a message from Bill right now. I was showing, not Bill. God, I keep saying that. Chris Young, the director, just sent me a message. I sent him some photos of this, and he said very cool. So I'm glad he's happy with it. But this is they're just kind of glued here. I'm going to paper mache over there and give it the illusion of earth. But you see they make nice silhouettes. You can see the shadows behind them. That's kind of cool. So yeah, but I'm very excited about the setup. So next is paper mache and dirt to make it look like these trees are actually growing out of the ground instead of stuck in cardboard. Here's that stump before I added this branch here. I don't know if it's going to stay or not. But this is a hill. Chris said he wanted it is a Western, so there is kind of a hang 'em high thing. So he was talking about having a noose hanging from a branch. But he sent animatics that I have to look at. I forgot I had to look at him. He sent me the link last night, and I've yet to do that. I am terrible. Anyway, so this is maybe going to be a hanging tree, where the supernatural assailant There may be some form of trial. I'm not sure. But anyway, so that's it. And here it is. And once again, I'm going to vamp for time a little bit. So let's kind of go look at this again. And again, you know, hey, you know what I'm going to talk about? I'm just going to talk about the people who are supportive and the people who are the naysayers. So you really can duck out at this point because I'm not going to be talking too much about this setup. I will be panning around it, though. Man, I just love it. It's good to love your own work, okay? And it's good to have faith in your own work, too. Boy, look at that angle. Kind of got the breaking up of the foreground and the background there. So yeah, you know, I'm getting called for this work a lot. Now I do have to, you know, I do freelance. I also do part-time work. You know, there's still a lot of, I don't want to say struggle. I mean, everybody struggles at every level. I'm living a comfortable middle-class life at the moment in Texas with my family, and we're happy, and we're having a happy holiday. But you know, I have movies in the work. My film, The Quantum Terror. I have my website, which I hope will bring in more money, which is digitalpracticalfx.com. And I've noticed something through the years that the naysayers you kind of get your surface level naysayers who are, you know, people who are just concerned for you. You know, they don't understand the artistic lifestyle. And then you get what I would call the got issues to work out naysayers. And if you're an artist, you have probably encountered these people. I think for the most part what they're people who want to do the things that you do, but for whatever reason, maybe they're starters, but they can't finish, or they're, you know, not confident or whatever. After a while, they will start to kind of tear you down, and they'll start to tell you that you are going to meet with the same catastrophes that they met with, or, you know, you're doing your family a disservice, or you're being selfish, or you're trying to avoid real work, blah, blah, blah. And it really comes down to the fact that these are things within them that they're dealing with. And it's just easier to kind of tear you down and lie to themselves and say that they're doing it for your own good. But really they're doing it because they don't have their place in the artistic status or knowledge hierarchy. You know, they want the status that you have or that they see you potentially gaining, or they want the hierarchy of knowledge where, oh, sure, you're successful, but you're doing schlock, or why would you ever waste your time and talents on this when you could be doing the stuff that I do? And yeah, you got to cut those people loose. You know, whatever reasons that they do it for, they're probably lying to themselves and saying that their intentions are good. But the fact is that they are, well, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They're cowards. They remind me of the story or the joke about the two swimmers who try to swim across the English Channel. Sometimes the joke's the Atlantic, but I'll say English Channel because it's more realistic. But they get halfway across, and one says to the other, "I can't make it. I'm going to swim back." Now, do you need me to explain that joke to you? I hope not. But that's really what it is, you know? And so imagine that swimmer that swam back seeing the other guy make it all the way. And, you know, they start to tell themselves all sorts of things. Well, that, that person's, or, they might, before they make it all the way, they might find a way to scream at them, "You're going to drown! You're going to drown! And it's going to be your own fault because you didn't listen to me and swim back like I did." And, the ridiculousness of that. People can't see that a lot of success comes from failure, 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 but you keep trying. It's the people who fail and then eventually, stop trying, that or get mad at you for not acknowledging the failures that they acknowledge. It's just a sad truth. The people who succeed because they just never, ever, ever quit. They kept trying again and again, trying different things, finding their way, finding the things that work for them and don't, finding the things that interest them, and maybe things that they thought interested them, but that wasn't ultimately the direction they thrived in, whatever. Anyway, I've managed to vamp for more than 10 minutes. It's over 12 minutes now. And if you're listening to this and you're a creative person and anything I've said resonates with you, or if you have comments about the model, please leave them in the comments. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Again, if you are on Patreon, you saw this before anyone else. A link to my Patreon is in the description. If you're not on Patreon, of course, I'm glad you watched as well. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm not very good on Facebook with the page that I link. I should probably link the Facebook to my website, digitalpracticalfx.com, where I create practical effects assets that are pre-keyed, like these trees will be, and you can download them with a license-free agreement. So you can use them, alter them any way you want, in any form, for any reason, whether it's business or personal. I've got tentacles. I'm obviously going to have spooky trees. I'm going to have waterfalls, meteorites, asteroids, slime, blood splatters, all sorts of fun stuff, whether you be a filmmaker or a motion graphics artist. So again, thank you for watching. And I will be back with another journal entry for the making of Brimstone Saint's opening titles. Be sure to like their social media as well. I'll leave a link to that in the description, to their YouTube, which is a great YouTube, by the way. If you like creepypasta stories, they got some really good ones that I love. All right, take care, everyone.